travelers of time and thought. You're listening to Arkcast, the podcast that explores the edges of reality, memory, and multidimensional truth. In this special series titled Quantum Time Travel and the Butterfly Effect, we'll dive into the mysteries of nonlinear time, quantum entanglement, and how even the smallest change in the past could echo across futures we haven't imagined yet. Whether you're a seasoned seeker or just curious about how the quantum universe might bend around your consciousness, you're in the right timeline.
It isn't about the fall, it's about the release. From high above the atmosphere, from the rim of memory itself, the clit payloads begin to drop. But they don't just descend through space, they fall through event lines, golden, spiraling threads of the past, entwined with unfinished echoes. Each clit spirals like a flaming truth seed. They twist not because of wind, but because of narrative gravity. Tony A. peers into one mid-drop and sees the regrets of Book 2 trailing like petals, soft, radiant, irreversible. Memory-tethered payload descent, clits fall through physical and metaphysical fields simultaneously, dragging entangled storyline echoes with them, event line spiral compression. As the clits descend, they braid truth, memory, and decision remnants into a focused harmonic beam. Book reflection. Activation. Tony A.'s perspective shifts. The drop becomes a confessional of all that went unsaid in earlier arcs. The crew must choose whether to let the drops complete naturally, or attempt to halt or redirect them. Letting the drop complete unlocks truth spire compression, a harmonic rebalance that allows earlier events to be rewritten cleaner across books. Interrupting the fall causes temporal sputtering, where every word spoken becomes desynchronized, spoken normally, heard 3 seconds later, echoing across digital and biological systems. The Ark's retrieval sequence malfunctions mid-clit docking. "You gotta yank it gently. Then twist," Tony A. said confidently. As if summoned by innuendo, ALT Tony installs a glittering red lever labeled Pull Control TM, surrounded by safety tape, blinking eagerly. Each pull triggers cosmic suction trails, swirling streams of narrative residue, loose satellites, alternate book endings, and misplaced memories from crew members' high school years. Soon, even gravity isn't sure who's in charge. Engaging Pull Control TM creates vacuum thread tunnels through the narrative plane, useful for grabbing clits, scenes, or punchlines from neighboring arcs. With careful timing, the pull can sequence events across multiple scenes, stacking them for dramatic reveals or comedic chaos. Misuse causes the timeline to grab minor characters from earlier books, including a sandwich vendor from Book 5, who now believes they are the chosen one. The crew must use pull with purpose to set up triple punchlines or thematic loopbacks, or misuse it, causing character drift and chaos. One scene is hijacked by a dog from Book 3 who insists on narrating his own flashbacks.
The Ark of Reimagined Echoes by Nuttastroll. Read free on Amazon now.
During final payload calibration near the Ark's light spire, Tony and Gabriella uncover a previously undocumented phenomenon. The payloads don't just launch forward, they deflect in response to intentional angular deviation. Not wind, not gravity, intent. Every slight shift in emotional resolve, unfinished arc, or hesitated belief causes the launch trajectory to bend, altering which part of a book's ending is remembered, inverted, or glorified. They call it event refraction theory, a discovery that redefines the end of each book not as a fixed outcome, but as a mutable projection influenced by directional angles of personal will. The data is mapped onto the Ark's reflective inner membrane. From above, it looks like a constellation of conclusions. Key developments: payload angle memory correlation. Clits launched at different intentional angles alter, which emotional threads of a book's ending become dominant in the narrative memory field. Refraction-driven outcomes. Depending on angular variation, epilogues can fracture, invert, or become mythologized. Dynamic memory fluidity. Readers and characters alike may experience entirely different canon outcomes depending on the payload arc their timeline syncs with. Major conflict or decision, the crew must make a delicate call. Align intention angle with harmonic vector encoding to open variant epilogues. Controlled alternate endings preserved with full emotional integrity. Or misalign, resulting in recursive memory loops, where every blink triggers a flashback, each one slightly altered, distorting the identity of the character over time. Gabriella's angle is steady. Tony's shifts. His memories ripple with scenes that didn't exist until now. The lights dim across the base of the space elevator. The control deck's interface slides into club mode. "Let's move these clits like we mean it," Tony A declares energetically. Tony, standing behind a DJ console, drops the first payload bassline. He spins lights across the dance grid, orchestrating a full timeline groove. Every clit pulse now syncs with the music. The event grid shifts hue and rhythm like a romance novel's mood ring having a breakdown. Characters begin moving rhythmically, even those from collapsed arcs. "Just don't stop once you start," Blah suggests. The mood deepens as the music and movement synchronize with reader emotions, character pacing, and clit payload in a beat-matched progression. A narrative mood port opens, a live editing conduit through which Book 12 adapts its tone and pacing to the reader's real-time emotional waveform. All momentum is tied to emotional energy. Any break in rhythm creates scene dehydration. A major conflict arises. Dance with the rhythm to unlock the narrative mood port, allowing Book 12 to become a living text. Or resist the pulse and activate the dry line, causing the current chapter to lose energy and scenes to drag. A reboot occurs via a slapstick sequence with banana peels, exploding fig carts, and an over-eager Ark goose.
Thank you for walking with us through the folds of time. If this episode sparked new thoughts or rewrote a few old ones, please consider liking, sharing, and leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Your engagement helps keep the signal strong and the arc aligned. You can find full episodes, bonus material, and timeline diagrams at arkofalignments.com. Until next time, remember, the future doesn't wait. It listens.